This story is called DB. Once upon a time, in the town of Eureka, there was a girl, and this girl, she was waking up from a night of slumber. She heard her mother saying, "Misty, wake up, get ready for school." Misty turns and she groans. "Ah, why do I have to wake up?" As she leaps out of bed. Soon, she was ready for school and walking to school, the 16 blocks to school. She was thinking, why do I ever have to wake up? Sleep is so much better. As she gets to school and enters Eureka Middle School, the bell rings, and with the other 600 students that attend, just a sec. With the 600 other students that attend, she attends first period. In third period later that day, Mr. Kelly, no, Mr. Ninja, her science teacher, starts boring her with stuff about laws of nature
User in your channel timed out.
and all sorts of things like that, and something about science and nature, and she didn't even know what, but she found herself falling asleep once again. Soon she was on a zebra, her favorite animal, of course, and she was trying to outrun cheetahs. After a lengthy chase through the savannah, the cheetahs seemed to be gaining on her. "Run faster, Pixie," she said, urging the striped animal on. But no, to no avail, the cheetahs were just too fast, and they were on her heels. Soon, she looked back, and one was about to leap upon her. And she screamed, and just then, smack! Her books hit the floor, the bell rang, Mr. Ninja said, "Misty, next time why don't you get some sleep so that you can stay awake in my class and my lectures. It's important for your future to know science." Misty groaned, picked up her books, and as she walked to her next class, she thought to herself, I better not fall asleep in my next hour. It's PE. I might get hit in the face with a ball or something. Well, the rest of the day went pretty normal, and she continued on with her day, and as she walked back home, the 16 blocks home, she did the normal routine, did her homework, and then her mother said that day for chores she really needed to work on her bedroom. It was getting really
User in your channel is
it was getting really bad, and she had to clean it up. So Misty, with the courage that it takes to stomp up and say, why do I need to even clean my room? It'll just get dirty again, decided to start the adventure of cleaning her room. So Misty decided that she would start with some dirty socks on the floor. As she flicks them over into the basket, she's like, nice, I could be a basketball player. Then she continues on, puts books on her shelf. 1 book, 2 books, 3 books, straightens them, dusts them all off, and dusts the shelf. Just then, out of the corner of her eye, she sees a movement. And she looks, and she doesn't see it. She was looking by her television, and then she sees it again, and she zeroes in on it. And there is a little gray, about the size of a golf ball, creature of some sort right under her television on the television stand. And then it plops down onto the floor. It starts heading down her bed. Before she knew what she was doing, she took 2 steps and picked up the dust ball. And picked up the little creature ball thing, what it was. And then she realized that she just picked up a creature. It could be a mouse, it could be anything, and she drops it. Poof! Right down onto the floor. Jumps back, and right as she jumped back, she heard, "Ah!" And then poof! Ow! Then, in amazement, blinking her eyes, trying to figure out what went on, she hears, "Why did you have to drop me like that?" Well, she just stares. She's like, "What was that noise? It spoke to me." "Yes, you rude little girl. Are you dumb as well as rude? Why did you drop me like that?" Well, she looked a little closer, saw black ears, tiny black ears, tiny black feet, tiny black arms, and angry eyes, kind of whitish, and she just stares in amazement. Well, "So you must be dumb," said the creature. Only thinking, what could this be? Misty starts to wonder what it is. And she goes, "Fine." He goes, "Fine. I'll head back to my home." And she goes, "Wait! What are you?" And he said, "Well, I'm a dust bunny. Have you never seen a dust bunny before?" And she goes, "No. No, I have not." And he goes, "Oh, in that case, I forgive you of your rudeness. Sometimes we catch people off guard. And and so I can totally understand, since you've never seen one of my kind before. What is your name?" "My name is Kelly." "Where'd you come from?" "Well, no one rightfully knows where we came from, but we are here." "Now, little girl, where are you? What is your name?" "Misty." "Oh, okay. So, where are you going, Misty?" Misty asked Kelly. "Well, of course, I live underneath the bed with all my family." "Really?" Misty said. "You have a family?" Kelly kind of gets a little bit a look on his face. "Of course I have a family. I'm a dust bunny. Bunnies have families, lots of them, big families." Misty goes, "Makes sense. Dust bunnies. I get it. Lots of dust. There's lots of bunnies in the world. Made sense." So she said, "Well, can I meet them?" Well, Kelly thought about it for a second and said, "Well, I guess you can meet them." And she claps her hand with glee and says, "Cool! Never seen a dust bunny family before, that is." All of a sudden, he does this shriek, and hundreds of dust bunnies start pouring out from underneath the bed, just rolling all around her. Now, at this point, she had already knelt down to get a better look at the one dust bunny. And, side note, look at my avatar picture. And so she's seeing all these black ears, black hands, black feet, and white eyes staring at her. And she's trying to count them all. And she goes, how many are there? Kelly says this is the Zorro family, or clan as we call ourselves. We're 993 strong as of 2 days ago. Wow, Misty exclaimed. What do you do? Well, he says, we roam from place to place and do what dust bunnies do. And when someone cleans up, we get thrown away with the trash, and then we go and find ourselves a new home. She said, that's terrible. Do you ever get separated from your family? Oh, it happens, but we always seem to make do and find each other again. Oh, good, Misty said. Soon, she was faced with 993 dust bunnies, and she goes, well, now what do you do? Well, Kelly seemed to get a little smirk on his face, looked at her and said, well, we're about to have a feast. Misty claps her hands in glee and says, a feast? You're going to have a feast, huh? And Kelly says, yeah. Misty goes, well, what do dust bunnies eat? Well, I didn't want to tell you this, but we eat little girls, big girls at times. And just then, all the dust bunnies, they rush upon her, all over her body, and she screams and struggles and screams and struggles and rolls around. And there's a big fight, and pretty soon, she just can't handle them. There's just too many, and they seem to be growing in size and stature, and she sees teeth, and they're just red as red can be, and they're pointy, and then they start biting her, and she starts screaming. She says, why? 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 And he says, because. As nice as you are, you still dropped me. I didn't mean to, I'm sorry. As she's struggling more with the dust bunnies, all 993 of them, small, big, large, they all seem to be just overcoming her strength, and she thinks that she's so much bigger, but they just keep struggling and struggling, rolling around on the carpet, books and clothes and everything that was supposed to be being cleaned up at this time by Misty was falling all upon them. Finally, Misty had given up, and she said, all right, is there any way I can get out of it? Kelly thought for a second as she's standing upon her nose, kind of laughing. Ha ha! No, there is not. And now it's time for the feast, my family. Beep, 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 beep. Misty, get up. Get ready for school. Misty awakes and let's start. And realize it was all a dream. The end.